Hello and welcome to a Google Docs tutorial. The purpose of this tutorial is to show you how to create a Google Docs file, how to use it, that is put information in it, and format a page. Alright, let's get started. The first thing we want to do is we want to go to the folder where we are going to want to save this file ultimately. Now to do that, let's go to our waffle, then let's go to Drive. Let's find our classroom folder. Find our particular class, whichever color class yours happens to be. Go to Projects, Google Office Projects, Docs, and this is where we're going to create this file. And to do so, we go up to New and Docs. Don't worry about this message, you won't see this. And it'll create your file. Now, it's useful to begin with the end in mind, and when you're done, your tutorial should look like this. Okay, now we know what we're working towards, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we want to do is change the page orientation. So to do that, we need to go to File, and then, go to File, then Page Setup. Now, the default page setup orientation is Portrait, and we're going to change that to Landscape. We're also going to change the default margins, which are 1 inch all the way around, to 0.5 all the way around. Also, we're going to keep the default paper size, which is letter, 8.5 by 11, and the default page color, which is white, but we could change it if we wanted to. Alright, so let's go ahead and click OK. Great. Next, we need to enter the text that we're going to be manipulating. I have copied the text. I'm going to paste it right in here. And this is the text that we're going to be making some changes to. We're going to change the font style, the font size, and the font color for each of these paragraphs. Alright. Let's start with font style. To change the font style, the first thing we need to do is highlight the text that we want to change. Come up to the font area, click on the arrow, and select the font that we want to change it to. So we're going to change this title, The Hobbit, to Ubuntu. Then the first paragraph is actually already at the font style that we want, Arial, so we'll leave that alone. And then the second paragraph, we're going to change that to Verdana. The third paragraph, we're going to highlight it. We're going to come up, we're going to click on font style, and we're going to go down and find Comic Sans. And the last paragraph, we're going to highlight it. I'm going to come up to the arrow, font arrow, and we're going to come down to Syncopate. And that is how we change our font style. Next, we're going to change our font sizes. So the title will come first. I'm going to highlight the title. I'm going to come up to font size. I'm going to click on the arrow, and I'm going to change this font size to 24. Next, I'm going to highlight the first paragraph, and I'm going to come up to the font size arrow. I'm going to choose size 12. The second paragraph, come up to the font size arrow, and I want size 13. If you notice, it's not in here. If you want a font size that's not in here, you have to come up, you have to type it in, and hit enter. So that's 13. Third paragraph, highlight it, come down to 14. Last paragraph, highlight it, and same thing. We want 15, but they don't show it, so we're going to go ahead and type it in there ourselves. And that's font size. Next, we're going to change the font color. We're going to keep the title black. First paragraph, we're going to highlight. We're going to turn that to, we're going to come up to text color, and we're going to make that red. Second paragraph, we're going to come up, click on the font color, and go to green. Third paragraph, come up to text color, and we're going to choose blue. And the last one, come back up to text color, And we're going to choose a shade of orange. All right. Next, we're going to deal with line spacing. It's useful to know. We're going to highlight the first paragraph. We're going to come up to line spacing. I'm going to click on the arrow and notice the options we have. The default is 1.15. A lot of assignments require double space, but we're just going to select 1.5. And if you notice, it changed the distance between the two sentences. Next, let's talk a little bit about the alignment buttons. Now, currently, all of these paragraphs, including the title, are aligned to the left. If you click on the center, I'm going to highlight the Hobbit. Notice that that centers it. If I click on the right, notice that that lines it to the right. Now this last button, Justify, what this does is, notice how this last paragraph right here, all the ends of the sentences end at different spots. If you wanted to clean that up a little bit so that they all end at the same exact place, you could highlight your selection and then click Justify, and notice what it does. It highlights everything. I mean, it selects everything so that they end basically at the same place, and that's what Justify is. Okay. Next, we're going to come back to the title, and we'll center that because we want it centered. And I'm going to bring my insertion point, this blinking line, just to the end of this, and I'm going to click Enter. And I'm going to insert an image right here, right where it's at, right in the center underneath the title. Now to do this, I've got some options. I could come up to Insert, Image, and upload one from my computer, search the web, put one in from the Google Drive, or put one in from a URL, or even from a camera. Instead, I'm going to just copy and paste one that I have already. Now, to do that, let's go to Google Classroom. We're in our class, and we're underneath the assignment. You'll notice I gave you the picture that you need. So what you can do is click on it, then right-click on it, copy image, go back to the document, right-click, paste. Then the image is now pasted in there. All right, now, these are just some basics for formatting a Google Doc. Lastly, I suppose we probably ought to name this. Let's give this the correct name. Let's call this Project 1. I'll just say Hobbit. Okay.